compositions, what are we looking for here?
I think for the side of Imperio, it's pretty obvious, right? Go in aggressively, have that nether roam to play around with, and for SMG, I think it's stall out the laning phase, and then afterwards, in the neutral team fight, abuse that Lilia damage, and maybe use that control to really stifle the rotations coming in from Imperio.
Now let's see how much, as Marquino's taking a little bit of damage. He should be okay here, right? He's not gonna give first blood just like that.
Yep, should be fine as he is. But again, that Body of Smith, that passive will help him as long as he needs it, right, through the majority of the game. But you just don't want to take too much damage early on, because we know that's what they're looking for. Team SMG wants to get the snowball, the momentum going early on.
I think at the battle spells, no Purify on Fashion on the Faramis. It's a risky option, but considering only a wild charge is cause for concern, maybe it's okay, but Marquinho.
So dangerous. Whoa! That's going to be a pretty easy kill for Saksa. First blood, Team SMG.
Yep, and that's also going to be a lot of gold shielding going over to Smooth. Like, Smooth likes winning out his lane. He's considered one of some of the best laners specifically here in Malaysia. So now that you have that counter matchup, he just wants to press that advantage as much as he can.
We've seen Imperio kind of lose momentum when the EXP gets pressured. It's going to be Saksa trying to go and shut Marquinho down even further. Looking at the battle spells though, and the emblems in particular, the agility and the wilderness blessing in the mid lane, that's how you know they're planning on just roaming, not exactly going for a 1v1. But maybe that expectation is what Imperio can use to really trap Stormy in a bad situation.
I personally feel that in these types of situations, I feel like Team SMG could potentially make the call to, you know what, let's just give up this neutral objective, right? Let's just give up this turtle. We don't necessarily need to be here, and our laners are doing phenomenally.
I think they're going to fight it anyways, you know, at least they're going to go ahead and park Smooth there. Of course, the gold laner is going to go ahead and hash it out in the bottom lane, but once again, Aurora, he kind of needs these buffs, and this is his play style, so we'll see if they actually commit to it.
Looks like the rest of Imperio
are the wild charge is going to come through, but it's going to keep him back. Penalty zone to jump in. It's still working for a revenge strike as well. Here comes Aurora looking for the kill. Saksa will get the turtle. Now they're going to have to win the fight. Aurora taking too much damage. It's Smooth. Gets the kill, and he's looking for Steppe. Can he get it? Double for Smooth.
Beautiful stuff, beautiful stuff. The impure rage for the earlier stages of the game, dominating his lane, and now with the lead, he's really, you feel his influence on the top side of the map.
It's exactly what Team SMG were planning, man. All that AoE really paid off. I mean, Nico's wild charge instantly looked a bit weird, a bit too rushed, but afterwards the follow-up was just on point, and Imperio, they like the damage to really contest in these big fights. They gotta go for skirmishes, man. 2-for-2s, 3-for-3s, something like that, in order for Saksa and Smooth to not really just dominate because of the AoE.
Now, one thing that a lot of people don't talk about are the side POIs. Oh, Steffi, he's not going to die, right? The side POIs, things like the River Crab, for an example. It's actually pretty important for a laner like Xborg. Once that Firaga armor is broken and you can't walk back up to lane, an easy way to kind of find these charges is that River Crab. Steffi's fine. He's good, right? He's great. Oh, wait.
But look, they're still going to be putting the pressure here now on yours. Steffi going to jump in. Good play. They get Stormy. There's the Nether Realm to help him out. They're going to keep Team SMG at bay.
Look at that, man. Aurora late to the party. Team SMG, they're just trying to make sure that they are the ones in control right here, making sure Imperio are always guessing, because Miko is just always around the corner.
Yeah, he's just going to take a couple shots. Aurora wants to commit to it, though. Going to use that retribution, but does not want to go under the turret with Sasa there.
Whew. Especially if he's going to take his time, but I mean, Smooth, once again, being really, really annoying. Marquino doesn't stand a chance against Smooth as of right now, but notice that at least Smooth is communicating to the rest of the team. The information that he provides allows Saksa to get a free orange buff, and they're still proxying the lane. Like, Marquino is going to be losing a decent amount of EXP if he can't get past Smooth.
Well, he finally gets past right here, but Marquinho, well, if he's not really on curve, if he's really behind on the gold, he's one of the main front lines for Team Imperio. They need to make sure that Steppe is hidden in order to actually get those big engages. If Marquinho is too squishy, it means that Imperio will not be able to really contest ground in the first place.
Guess it's just Imperio that wants to go ahead and give this up. Marquinho had the information, but Smooth there on the front of the side, going to keep Imperio in that mid lane. So right now, it just seems like Imperio wants to just go ahead and give these up for now and try to get back from letting the gold lead get too far out of hand.
And honestly, everything is working out for the side of Team SMG. Despite it being 3-3, this 1.7k lead, and more importantly, where is this gold coming from? It's from the side laners, the gold and the EXP. We're talking about Smooth a lot, but Sasa is actually just bullying out Yor.
And of course, it's also from Saxa just farming really, really fast. I mean, the Joy is a great hero for farming as well as going for those ganks and kills. So for IMPERIO now, they have to try and find a way to really keep up in farm, but also to try and fight from the sides. If they go for a front to back, that Lilia and Bruno damage is going to be too much to deal with. If they come from the sides, even Smooth's damage on the export can be mitigated to a certain degree.
They possibly can, but notice the movements coming out from IMPERIO, right? Again, Aurora's making some decisive decisions. Whoa!
Whoa! Okay, penalty zone. Oh! Goes in as well, gets a huge rage off, and now Smooth gonna have to flicker out. The rest of Team SMG to help them out, but they accomplished what they want. Miko goes in with a wild charge of his own. Aurora quite low, still gonna be working on it. He'll be fine though, but right now IMPERIO has an answer.
Man, I know we joke about Matilda Airlines, but have we talked about Kufra Airlines, the premium starship that we saw? This man went flying!
The fastest service in the air right now, man. They came out of nowhere. We thought Marquinhos was miscoordinated, but Steffe just steps in and steps up to the plate. Of course, now Team SMG with a turret taken in the mid lane, they're gonna try and get into Aurora's jungle even more. But it seems like with that play, they're a bit deterred here, knowing that IMPERIO can still strike back with a 1 to 2k gold deficit.
Yeah, I think people need to recognize that for Steffe, that's not exactly easy. You're going at max range, but you also have to flicker at the right position to make sure that your end spot is past 50% of the wall to make sure that you're on the opposite end. Aurora, he might be in a little bit of trouble as the rest of Team SMG start to collapse on this turtle.
Yeah, if they even want to contest this, he needs that Nether Realm, but he's going to be zoned out completely. Saxa will go ahead and get the turtle again. Now he's going to be focusing down Feshin. Has to get the Nether Realm out himself. They're going to be stuck under the turret. There's the last insanity. Steffe has nowhere to go as he's whittled down. Feshin going to be the next one. Marquinhos, can he get there in time? He's too late. Now he's going to be the focus, and Aurora trying to help him out, but one after one will go down for IMPERIO. Is Aurora next? He has to give up the turret.
This is starting to look disgusting from Team SMG. A lot of chaos on the bottom side, and now maybe even another kill.
They're still going to go. They weren't done. Team SMG wanted more.
Way too much, man. IMPERIO, they are forced to really funnel one by one right there. They thought they could turn it around. It's worked for them before, but against Team SMG, it's a bit too much to ask for.
The laners are doing a phenomenal job. Chaos on the bottom side, turrets all across the board, a solo kill coming out from Sasa on that top side against Yor. This is really not looking good for IMPERIO. If you're in IMPERIO's position, Arashi, how do you deal with this based on the items and the state of the game?
Well, the main thing is they have to try and let go of some of these fights that they really are late to the party for, right? If you want to try and match Team SMG, that's fine. But if you arrive late and you funnel one by one like that, it's only going to serve to put you even further behind. Right now, it's a 700 gold deficit for Yor, but it's not fatal, right? He can still come back from this, and so can Aurora to a degree, but in the jungle, that's just a bit more difficult, especially with all the aggressive maneuvers that Team SMG are doing.
I think this is actually a set game plan for the side of Team SMG, right? They are really slowing down Aurora. I mean, they're even delaying the buff. It's not necessarily we have to steal your buff, we just have to delay you, reset it time and time again with Smooth and Miko.
You talked about this before the draft, their play style, right, from Team SMG. They're probably going to choke out at least one lane, and that's kind of what they did. They hyper-focused on Aurora, but again, this all kind of happened with those early kills for Smooth as well, which was already a great pick into the Terizla, so it forces IMPERIO to kind of just constantly be trying to catch up here.
It's one of those like situations where, you know, real life reflects these video games. In MMA, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to choke somebody out compared to Muay Thai, looking for that big knockout.
It's a different style for sure. And now look at Team SMG. They're going for the Lord, but they're also trying to bait IMPERIO into a fight, seeing if they're going to get impatient. And if they can find Yor maybe in this fight, that'll be great, man. At half HP now, then they're going to commit.
I don't think they can. They just have to give up the Lord here. Team SMG furthering the lead. Now they've got the Lord. We'll see if IMPERIO can defend against the push.
Dude, Saxa is 3 levels ahead of Aurora right now. Like, these neutrals are impossible to take, even if you get a 50-50.
They're going to find Smooth here. Armor's going to be gone, but it's cut off with the Guardian's barrier there. So IMPERIO has no option but to go back to base and get ready.
That's a big problem with that composition, man. You thought that he's gonna get picked off, but with the Firaga armor, he essentially has a second lease at life. And just to take out the armor, IMPERIO has to commit so many things, and you're stuck.
Oh, okay. Little misplay there. Steffi gonna go in with rage. They're gonna be able to hide Stormy. Now can they win another one? Sasa gonna be in trouble. They chase him down, and they find him. Miko the next target. They're still going for it. Smooth here to keep him at bay, but he could be in trouble as well. Saxa's gonna jump in. They're whittled down. Smooth has the immortality, but IMPERIO has to deal with their base.
So remember when we were talking earlier about, wow, Stormy not taking the Purifier earlier, that's really, really bold of him. It pays off at least for IMPERIO Esports this time around. And I think we need to take a small breather here, right? The Lord is starting to walk up, but a majority of the members from the side of Team SMG are looking to back off. They're waiting for that second wave. I don't know if they're going to get an inhibitor turret off of this, but so far, I feel like Stefe is holding IMPERIO together right now.
I mean, he has the highest kills in the game. As a roamer, not ideal, but better than nothing, right? He's holding it in, he's making sure that he is on curve as well. If you have a tanky Kufra, it's also more risk for Team SMG to consider if they're trying to make all these bold, aggressive plays. With that warning though, with that moment, IMPERIO Esports are able to take down 2 members, but now Team SMG will be a lot more careful when they're walking around those danger zones.
We got 72 more seconds until the next Lord actually spawns. Team SMG with their slow playstyle, right? This is starting to get into, well, not dangerous territory, but on the cusp of it.
Yeah, again, even with the way, the past 10 minutes of this game have gone, IMPERIO is keeping it together, and I think, like you guys mentioned, Stefe's doing a great job, but he's been a key component to IMPERIO's success this whole wild card, right? Aurora's usually the one getting these MVPs, is shining, but Stefe is there all the time for him, and as we take a look at the replay here, you can see this kind of unfold, and it worked out well for them, right, for the most part, and I feel like Team SMG was kind of surprised here.
And even their decision there, they saw the Bruno and they're like, okay, that's a value target. So they expended several battle spells, they committed a lot because they know that's the prior target right there. If it turns out that Saxa was in the area, I think they're very happy and willing to take that fight, particularly because the main big damage that really burst them out of that nether realm is the damage coming in from Stormy on the Lilia. So he is definitely someone that is going to be hunted down in the middle of this fight.
I think if Team SMG wants to close out this game against IMPERIO before it gets really dangerous, this upcoming Lord is going to be very, very important. Because look at how quick that even though Aurora was getting slowed down, he's catching up, right? From 3 levels, now it's 2 levels, and eventually it's not going to matter anymore. And then it's about gold investment. I don't think he has enough of a hedge fund just yet, but I think that Team SMG are hoping that IMPERIO make that first move, whiff, and then get punished.
Usually the breaking point is at 15 minutes, more or less, and we are getting very, very close. But if you look at the wave management, you saw Team SMG send 1 member to the top side, but they don't push it in immediately. They want to make sure it builds up, and they're trying to use this macro play to really pull IMPERIO Esports apart. If one of them is forced to go up to the top side, it's going to be quite the easy Lord.
Oh, Miko, half health already. He's going to have to back off, but he's still going to be holding on to the wild charge. So IMPERIO having a bit of a hard time to get near this Lord as it's taken. Smooth already going to use the last insanity. He's going to find Marquino. And now IMPERIO on the run. Miko goes in with his own combination. Takes a couple of shots, but they're still going to be chasing him down. IMPERIO has to get to their base, licking their wounds they've lost. Marquino.
Oh, they need to find something to reset here. If Fashion can cancel some recalls, maybe that could be good. But right now, Saxa, very healthy, Smooth, almost about to get his Firaga armor back. And of course, Sasa, not even worried at all. He's got Hasclaw. He can top up off of anything.
I don't know waves are available for IMPERIO Esports right here, but they do have Marquinhos with the penalty zone up soon, so they can attempt a fight if they really want to, or they can just let SMG just suffocate them even further into this game. That team fight was just so difficult for IMPERIO to deal with, particularly because there's not a lot of mobility in the hands of Marquinhos, man. When he gets slowed down like that, it's so difficult. You might have to try and find some items to really deal with the slow over the damage.
Yep, we're getting to that break point of 15 minutes, you know? That's what you were talking about earlier. I feel the arm slipping under for the rear naked chokehold at this point, but still, I was hoping that Team SMG would just be a little more aggressive. I think they were hoping for more there.
Yeah, still. Actually, here could be looking for more, but this is what they do. They play around Migo, they play around Smooth. Steph's gonna get trapped, takes a ton of damage, is taken care of quickly, still gonna be working for it. They have the Nether Realm there to help him out. Stefan barely surviving. Gonna use that concealer as well. Imperial still pressured on the defense.
God, I love a good Grok player, man. Being able to alter terrain is such a powerful tool.
And Miko's barriers have been absolutely on point. I think there's been 6 or 7 moments in this game alone where the barrier has isolated one of the members of Imperio. And the only reason why they haven't been punished is because for the most part, every single one of them have dashes, except for Marquinhos. That's why it's so difficult for him right now to really move up and try and find some intelligence.
And even if Marquinhos isn't the priority target, Stefan becomes the second, because as soon as he doesn't have his leap, then he's in a lot of trouble. He's forced to use abilities, and he's forced, and maybe they can even get some good ultimates, like for an example, in the Nether Realm from Feshin.
Yeah, that's, again, the timing on that is crucial. And as we get further in the game, you know, we're already past that 15-minute mark you guys mentioned earlier. It's going to get more dangerous, right? Especially with Ur here. So if they can stall it out, still going to be going for it, though. Once again, the Guardian Barrier on point. Steffi this time can't be saved. Now Imperial once again down a member.
But I tell you, it's just one after the other. A result of one thing leads to consequences from another.
Stefan just uses the Tyrant's revenge into an aggressive way, so he can't really jump over the barrier. Once again, it's Miko. Even though he wasn't the main initiator technically, he was the one who made that play happen initially. By just being annoying on this Grok, man, he's able to just walk around, be immune from crowd control, and that's also really limiting Fashin's playmaking. You can't really pull back Miko.
I mean, as much as we talk about like game plans that you said before, you know exactly what comp you want to play, you know what you're expecting from your opponents. The individual performances here from the side of Team SMG have been extraordinary, making this game, you know, move along a lot faster compared to what we usually see.
Yeah, not only that, but just the way things are falling into place, the layering, I should say, of Team SMG and their ultimates and everything else is what is doing the damage to Imperial, right? Other than the fact that, yeah, at this point, you know, Sasa, he's stacked in the items, right? He's exactly, it's just takes a couple shots and most likely Imperial is going to be down a member. So how do you play around that? This is the time where they have to be able to utilize these 17 minutes that they've garnered themselves and actually have a good defense against this Lord push.
Well, Arashi, quick thoughts on this. Can Imperial find this flank angle to get on top of Sasa?
I think flanking is exactly what they need, but look at this pick!
Wow, they're going to be able to find Stormy so quickly. Now they have to deal with the Lord. Still keeping it together. Smooth Immortality going to go down. Yur's going to flicker in, chasing down. Sasa on the run. They leave him there. They work for it, but Smooth still alive. Imperio stays in the game, though.
Team SMG getting rocked by Imperial Esports. It's unusual to see Stormy get picked off in this particular manner.
That's when it's the most dangerous, man. You know Imperio has nothing to lose, and they really need to try and find something before the Lord happens. The fact that Stormy was not with his team, I think was a bit of an oversight. And now they're going to push immediately to try and find some more resources, equalize a bit more. We're approaching the 20-minute mark where usually the goal difference starts becoming irrelevant. Now it's all down to execution. And Team SMG, they've been neat so far, but can they keep it up until the end of the game? Because Imperio are gaining momentum.
I don't know. It might actually just backfire here, considering the 4 items already completed, and now for the final item coming in from Aurora, especially with the new changes towards Roger's side, I don't think that Miko can walk up as comfortably, especially if he is healthy.
Looking at the items here, for Ur, he has the great Dragon Spear, by the way. So all these slows coming in from Team SMG, he can kind of deal with it by being speedy. The only real hard crowd control is going to be the hands of Miko, and usually Imperio will force him to use it on other members before Ur is even in the fray.
I mean, okay, I'm thinking of like layers upon layers upon layers here, right? I'm going deep in the conspiracy at this point, right?
Oh.
I'm on Reddit, I'm trying to figure out what's going on, and I think that at this point of time, the front to front from Team SMG seems better, but I think that Imperio so far, if Stefe is able to get the person who is able to peel them off the most, in this case, it's not Smooth, Faraga armor, really annoying, but continuously attack Stormy and priority target being Sasa, if he walks up too far forward, might just be the answer here.
And if they fight in a clumped-up formation, it's also going to be very difficult because, for the most part, Ur is hitting everyone at the same time. The same can't be said for Sasa. So if Sasa's walking up trying to do damage, say for Stormy, they can get hit by collateral damage from that passive, and that could be what Imperio Esports need.
Again, this is what they could need here if they can actually contest this Lord. Despite the deficit going on, they're on this side of the jungle. Stephanie going to take quite a bit of damage, though. Wild Charge going to be used. Can he get punished? IMPERIO keeps it together, but Marquino gonna be in trouble with the last Insanity. Smooth comes out swinging again, and that's another lore to the hands of Team SMG.
Oh, the timing. Had they just finished that lore just slightly quicker, they could have abused the fact that Marquino's death timer is getting really, really long at the 20th minute of the game, just missing it by 2 seconds.
Marquinhos though, man, it's such a tough game for him to be in. He's just, in the fight, he can't really do much. In the 1v1, he can't really do much. He's forced to just stick with the team, and even when the team tries to back away, he just gets left behind as the rear guard. For Team SMG, that's the ideal circumstances, but look at this, hang on.
Okay.
No way.
Oh, Stefe gonna jump in. Sasa.
Oh!
It's gonna be saved by Stormy. He goes in. Still gonna be just fine now with Stefe on the run. Aurora's in trouble too. And look at the base. They're gonna put the focus on there. Your falls fashion, trying to keep it together. Immortality from Sox is gonna go down, but the Lord is now there. Marquino gets back in time. There's chaos everywhere, and Stefan finally falls towards Team SMG's side, but they can't clear it just yet. A couple hits away for the base. They're trying to keep it together. Smooth goes in, and Team SMG will take game 1.
I mean, that's why we nominated him for the FDI Wise Legends here in